Ladies, when a man starts acting like he don't see you, like you invisible, like your presence don't matter, oh, it's time to teach him a little something. But listen, you don't teach with your mouth, you teach with your absence. See, people only value what they think they might lose. If he can ignore you, then he's too comfortable. And baby, comfort is the enemy of effort. Silence is one of the most powerful weapons a person can use. You don't need to scream, you don't need to cry, and you definitely don't need to beg anybody to see your worth. When someone starts ignoring you, dismissing you, acting like your presence don't matter, the best response ain't always in what you say, it's in. See, when you keep calling, keep texting, keep showing up, trying to prove your value to someone who's already acting like you don't matter, what you're really doing is handing them your power. You're saying, I know you're ignoring me, but I'll still be here. And the moment you do that, they get comfortable. They know no matter how they treat you, you'll still be standing right there. That's how people take you for granted. But when you get quiet, when you stop showing up, stop calling, stop explaining yourself, that's when everything shifts. That's when they start to notice. That's when that silence starts screaming in their ears louder than any words you could have ever said. Because let me tell you, people notice silence. It forces them to sit with the absence of you. And if you've ever been valuable to them in any way, that silence hits different. Now, I ain't saying this is about playing games. No, this ain't about manipulation. This is about setting a standard. It's about respecting yourself enough to say, if you don't see me, I won't force you to. It's about making it clear you will not spend your energy proving your worth to someone who refuses to recognize it on their own. That ain't your job. That's their loss. When you go silent, it's not just about not talking. It's about taking your attention, your energy, your care, and your time, pulling it all back. You redirect it, you reinvest it in yourself. Go work on your dreams, hit that gym, build that business, read that book, fix your crown. Because while they're busy not noticing you, you need to be busy becoming someone they could never afford to ignore again. Let me break it down for you. When you're always available, always explaining, always trying to make them see your side, you're making it easy. You're handing them convenience. But when you fall silent, that convenience disappears. That comfort starts to fade. And human nature, oh, we don't appreciate things until they're gone. And sometimes the only way they realize how loud your presence was is by sitting in the echo of your absence. And the truth is, not everyone who ignores you is doing it to hurt you. Sometimes they're just distracted, immature, or straight up unaware. But that ain't your responsibility. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. And if you tolerate being ignored, if you keep entertaining someone who won't even acknowledge your presence, you're teaching them that it's okay, and it ain't. So be silent, not out of anger, not out of pride, but out of strength. Let your quietness be rooted in self-respect. Because the moment you stop chasing, the moment you stop talking, the moment you fall all the way back, that's when they realize. That's when the questions start popping up in their mind. Where'd she go? Why hasn't she called? Did I lose her? And let me tell you, that feeling right there, that discomfort, that uncertainty, that's the price they pay for ignoring you. You don't have to raise your voice to raise your value. Just step back, be still, be quiet, and watch how loud your silence becomes. Let it teach them, let it shake them, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say nothing at all. You know what I've learned in this life? People don't really understand your value when you're standing right there, when you're always available, always answering, always picking up the phone, always checking in. People start thinking that's normal. They think that's just who you are, but they don't always realize that what you give is special. They don't recognize the weight of your presence until you remove it. Let me break it down for you. You could be the most loyal, loving, supportive person in someone's life, but the moment they get used to it, they start thinking it's guaranteed. They start treating you like an option. And when somebody thinks you ain't going nowhere, they stop putting in effort to keep you. That's just human nature. That don't mean you're not valuable. It means they forgot. And the fastest way to remind someone of what you bring to the table is to get up and take your chair with you. See, people don't respect constant access. They respect what they feel like they can't get anymore. That's why when you finally stop showing up, stop checking in, stop answering that phone, they feel it. They might not say it right away, but trust me, they feel that void, they feel that shift. Because it's one thing to ignore a person who's always around. It's a whole different game when that person goes silent and stays silent. Now, some folks don't get it until it's too late. They think ignoring you is harmless, that you'll always come back, that your love is unconditional. But even unconditional love needs mutual respect, because love without effort becomes a burden, love without value becomes invisible, and you were never made to be invisible. When they lose access to your energy, your time, your kindness, that's when they start remembering. That's when they say, man, she really used to hold me down. She was always there for me. I didn't realize how much she did for me. But it takes distance for that clarity to show up. That's why value is revealed through loss. You know how many people would give anything to go back in time and treat someone better once they're gone? You ever hear folks say, I didn't know what I had until it was gone? That ain't just a saying, it's real life. Because when something or someone becomes unavailable, the mind starts racing. You start replaying all the times you took them for granted, and then it hits you like a punch in the chest. Let me tell you something. Your love, your energy, your loyalty, your consistency, that stuff is premium. It's rare. It's not something that everyone deserves. But when you keep giving it to someone who's ignoring you, you're watering dead plants. And eventually you have to stop and ask yourself, why am I investing in someone who isn't even looking in my direction? You want someone to understand your value? Leave. Go silent. Take it away. Not in bitterness, not in revenge, but in peace. Do it because you deserve to be appreciated while you're there, not after you're gone. And if they never realize what they lost, then guess what? They were never meant to hold on to you in the first place. That's not your burden to carry. You see, people who truly value you don't wait until you disappear to show it. They make sure you feel it every single day. They check on you. They prioritize you. They don't risk losing you over ego, pride, or ignorance. That's how you know who's real. Because the ones who only show up when you're gone, they were never really there for you in the first place. So let people learn the hard way if they have to. Let them feel the weight of your absence. Let them miss you. Because that space you used to fill, it ain't easy to replace. They'll realize the calls don't hit the same, the conversations feel empty, the support ain't as solid. And in that moment, they'll know they lost something real. And sometimes, just sometimes, that loss is the greatest lesson they'll ever learn. Let me tell you something that'll change your whole perspective. You were not put on this earth to chase anybody. Not a man, not a woman, not a friend, not family. If someone can't see your worth, your beauty, your loyalty, your value, you don't chase them, baby. You level up. You elevate. See, the problem is too many of us think if we just try harder, love deeper, give more, bend further, then maybe, just maybe, they'll finally see us. But what you're doing is running after somebody who ain't even looking back. You ever try to pour into someone who got their back turned? It don't matter how much you pour, you're just wasting everything because it's not landing. It's not being received. When you chase someone who's ignoring you, what you're really doing is telling them they're more valuable than you. You're saying, I'll put your attention above my peace. And that right there, that's backwards. That's not love. That's self-abandonment. And trust me, the more you abandon yourself to hold on to someone else, the more they start to believe they can treat you however they want. But when you shift your focus, when you stop trying to get their attention and start giving it to yourself, that's when the game changes. You start leveling up. And I ain't just talking about looks. I'm talking about your mind, your confidence, your spirit, your grind. You start working on your goals again, you get back in the gym. not to impress them, but to reclaim your power. You read those books, learn new skills, expand your mindset. You show up for you. Because when you start leveling up, you begin to remember who the hell you are. And when you remember, everybody else is forced to remember too. Let me tell you something. There is nothing more attractive than someone who knows their worth. When you stop seeking validation and start walking in your purpose, you stop being someone's maybe and start being somebody's can't miss. People can feel that energy. They notice when you shift. They see that glow. They see that focus. And suddenly, the same people who ignored you start acting like they miss you, like they want to check on you, like they made a mistake. Of course they did, because you became someone they can't reach no more. And that's the goal, not to become bitter, but to become better. You don't want to prove your worth to somebody. You want to become so whole, so fulfilled, so rooted in who you are that their absence doesn't even disrupt your peace anymore. That's leveling up. When you chase someone, you make them the prize. But when you level up, you become the prize. And when you're the prize, you don't compete, you attract. You don't beg, you decide. You don't ask for a seat, you build the whole table. Now listen, I know it hurts. I know what it feels like to want someone to see you, to be confused about why they ain't responding. But every second you spend trying to get their attention is a second you're not spending building your future. You're delaying your glow up for someone who ain't even checking in. And that ain't it. You want to teach someone the price of ignoring you? Don't argue. Don't post subliminals. Don't try to make them jealous. Nah. Just level up. Quietly, consistently, relentlessly. Let them see you from a distance. Let them watch you shine without them. That's the kind of lesson they don't forget. Let your success speak for you. Let your peace speak for you. Let your growth, your glow, your self-love speak so loud that their silence becomes irrelevant. You ain't got to chase nothing when you're becoming everything. Respect ain't something you beg for. It's something you carry, something you walk with, something you live by. If you have to scream, beg, or fight to get someone to respect you, they never respected you to begin with. See, a lot of people get it twisted. They think if they're loyal enough, if they do enough, if they give enough, eventually the other person will wake up and say, wow, I need to treat this person better. But life don't work like that. Some people will keep taking and taking until there's nothing left of you because you taught them it's okay. You taught them you'll still be there even if they ignore your needs, even if they treat you like an option. That's not earning respect. That's giving away your dignity. Let me tell you something about real respect. It don't come from what you say. It comes from what you allow. You teach people how to treat you. You show them what you will and will not tolerate. And if you keep letting someone ignore you, come in and out of your life, talk to you when it's convenient, then guess what? You've trained them to believe that you're okay with it. But when you respect yourself first, everything changes. When you walk with your head high, when you speak your truth, when you hold your boundaries firm, not because you're being rude, but because you know what you deserve, that's when people either rise to meet your standard or get left behind. And let me tell you something, either outcome is a blessing. Some of y'all out here handing out access to people who've done nothing to earn it. Just because someone's in your life doesn't mean they deserve your energy. Access to you is a privilege, not a right. And if someone isn't treating you with basic respect, if they're ignoring your messages, playing with your time, making you feel like you're hard to love, you don't have to fight them for attention. You just remove yourself quietly, powerfully. Respect ain't loud. It doesn't need a scene. You don't need to tell someone off. You don't need to drag their name through the dirt. You just step back. You stop responding. You stop over-explaining. You stop putting yourself in places where you're not valued. And let me tell you, when you do that, the shift is real. People feel it. Because nothing hits harder than the absence of someone who held it down. When you were always there, always supportive, always loyal, and then one day you're not, That silence is loud. That space is cold. And that is when they start asking questions. What happened? Why she changed? Did I lose her? But the truth is, it was never about revenge. It was about respect. You finally decided to stop begging for it and started expecting it. That's a powerful move. That's grown. That's healing. Respect is not about being liked. It's about being valued. And sometimes being respected means disappointing people. It means saying no when they expect a yes. It means walking away when they think you'll stay. It means choosing your peace over their approval. And the most important kind of respect, it starts with you. You can't expect someone else to respect you more than you respect yourself. You can't let people walk all over you and then be mad when they keep doing it. You have to decide what you will accept and what you won't. You have to draw the line, not with anger, not with pride, but with self-love. Because when you show the world that you are not desperate for attention, when you stop begging for basic decency, when you show up as your whole self unapologetically, you stop attracting people who want to take advantage of you, and you start attracting people who match your energy, who bring peace, who bring effort, who bring respect. So don't demand it, don't chase it, live it, walk it, be it, and watch how everything around you starts to change.